Hey everyone, welcome to today's explainer. So you're probably wondering if there's some kind of magic number of push-ups that will finally help you build real muscle and completely redefine your strength, right? Especially if you're over the age of 40 and looking to really maximize your results without wrecking your joints in the process. Well, you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're breaking down the ultimate step-by-step guide to push-ups. We're going to make sure you actually see results, and more importantly, we're going to prevent you from making those super common, well-intentioned mistakes that hold so many guys back from their true potential.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. We'll be looking at the daily push-up myth, the science of muscle growth, figuring out your perfect push-up number, structuring your routine, and finally those crucial nutrition and recovery rules. Let's get right into it.
All right, part 1, the daily push-up myth.
So is there a magic number of push-ups you should be doing every single day? It totally makes sense intuitively, right? Like if doing some push-ups is good for you, well, doing them every single day has just got to be amazing. We all kind of want that simple, straightforward formula for guaranteed gains. But framing your fitness around a daily target, it's actually setting you up for failure.
The myth out there is that daily push-ups equal guaranteed gains, but here's the actual biological reality. When you do resistance exercises, like push-ups, you're literally creating tiny micro-tears in your muscle fibers. After you work out, your body acts like this incredible master repair wizard, fixing those tears and upgrading the muscles. But, and here is the massive plot twist, if you're doing push-ups every single day, you're keeping that internal repair team constantly busy with just basic damage control. They literally never get the chance to actually upgrade the facility. Constantly tearing the muscle day in and day out just causes those micro-tears to accumulate, which leads to overtraining, really nasty joint injuries, and totally stalled progress. More is definitely not always better.
Moving on to Section 2, the science of muscle growth.
So, if the daily grind is out, how do we actually get stronger? Well, the secret is muscular hypertrophy. Now, a lot of people assume that getting bigger means you're just sprouting brand new muscle fibers out of nowhere. Actually, scratch that. It's not like that at all. What's really interesting here is that it's your existing muscle fibers hitting the gym, getting worn down, and then rebuilding themselves to be bulkier and thicker. They literally take up more physical space. You're basically just upgrading the hardware you already have.
Let's look at how this actually happens step by step. Step 1. Your muscles contract dynamically, fighting against your own body weight and gravity. Step 2. That intense tension creates those tiny micro-tears we just talked about, mostly in your triceps, your deltoids, and your pecs. And then, Step 3. This is where the absolute magic happens. Your body senses the damage and just goes into full-on superhero mode. It cranks up hormone production, kicks off protein synthesis, and rushes all these extra resources to those battle-worn muscles while you're resting. The result? Those fibers come back significantly bigger and stronger. That is the literal biological journey of your gains.
All right, Section 3, your perfect push-up number.
Okay, now that we know how the engine actually works, let's figure out your specific starting point safely. For anyone just starting out, the absolute gold standard is what we call the one less than your max rule. It's a brilliant strategy, honestly. You want to push yourself incredibly close to your absolute limit, but you don't want to go right over the edge. So, if your total muscle-shaking maximum is 10 push-ups, you absolutely shouldn't be grinding out 10 every single time. Instead, you're going to aim for a really solid, clean 9 in each set. This gives you all that optimal tension without pushing you into catastrophic muscle failure. So let's find your exact blueprint. If you're a beginner, your sweet spot is going to be 3 to 4 sets of 6 to 10 reps. And hey, if 10 is too much right now, just drop to your knees. Seriously, it's about progress, not perfection. Now, for you intermediates out there, you're looking at 3 to 4 sets of 15 to 25 reps. But here's a fun little twist. Every now and then, throw an AMRAP set into the mix. That's as many reps as possible. It's basically like throwing a surprise party for your muscles to keep them guessing and growing. And finally, for the pros, regular push-ups are probably way too easy for you at this point. You need to focus on performance. Time to ditch the basics and swap in weighted push-ups or explosive clapping push-ups to keep that hypertrophy engine revving.
Which brings us to Section 4, structuring your routine.
So, how do we plug these numbers into a weekly workout that won't destroy you? Think of this as your secret recipe for longevity. First off, you've got to balance your volume. The golden rule here? Keep it under 5 to 6 sets total. Why? Because we absolutely have to protect our joints. Your elbows and shoulders are basically your loyal sidekicks in this, and we can't just abuse them. Remember to dial it back 2 to 3 reps from your max so your form stays absolutely pristine. Also, push-ups shouldn't hog all the spotlight. Use them as your rockstar compound exercise for the day or just as a supporting act to heavier lifts like the bench press. And this is absolutely crucial. Add buffer days. Training Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is just a fantastic, structured way to train hard and then genuinely rest hard.
And finally, Section 5, Nutrition and Recovery Rules.
Look, all the perfectly executed push-ups in the entire world are completely useless if you don't have the right support system. The first number you need to burn into your brain is 48. Your muscles literally need up to 48 hours to fully recover from a heavy session. Remember that internal repair wizard we talked about earlier? Well, that wizard is kind of slow and methodical and needs time to do the job right, which means those buffer days we just discussed, they aren't just a polite suggestion. They are absolutely mandatory for growth. Next up, we've got 1 to 2. Just like you can't bake a cake without flour, you can't build muscle without the right diet. You're aiming for 1 to 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. Without that protein, your body physically does not have the raw building blocks it needs to pull off that muscular hypertrophy we learned about. You have to give the repair crew the actual bricks if you want them to build a bigger wall, you know? And our final, absolutely vital stat is 250 to 500. This is the calorie surplus you need to hit. Basically, you need to eat 250 to 500 calories more than you're burning. It's not just about pushing yourself in the gym, it's about fueling smartly in the kitchen. This little surplus is literally the energetic currency your body spends to manufacture brand new, thicker muscle tissue.
So, let's recap real quick. We've debunked the whole daily myth, we've unpacked the science of hypertrophy, found your perfect rep range, structured your week, and dialed in your fuel. Now, the only thing left is action. I want you to think about this. What is your current push-up record right now? And where do you realistically want to be in exactly 1 month using this blueprint? Seriously, take a second, write that goal down somewhere, and challenge yourself to actually stick to the science. Don't let your ego dictate your reps, let the structure build your strength. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this explainer. Now go out there and give your muscles the surprise party they deserve.